How y'all doing? My name's Ruben, and I'm with 5 Minute Warning. I appreciate the fact that you've downloaded our episode today. But of course, just to let you know, we are live on Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can join and talk with us and everything. You can check us out on Twitch. You can check us out on YouTube. Just put in 5 Minute Warning and join us live on the show every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you for downloading this episode, and we'll talk to you soon.
The following program is rated NAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
This week on the 5 Minute Warning.
Because I get you can go other places and play, but there's only a certain number of slots, and we all know where the money is. And you said, hey, nobody would tune into Alabama if they sucked. Hey, people tuned into Notre Dame for a long time, and they sucked for a long time.
Yeah.
Because they wanted them to be good.
That gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5 Minute Warning.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the 5 Minute Warning. My name is Ruben, and of course, I'm here with you to just sample the life that the internet gives us. And of course, always with me is my man AG.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
Man, things are awesome, except that it just feels weird today, but it's okay. How you been, AG?
Pretty good, no problems.
Good. I don't know. Everything's telling me my shit's working, but it feels a little off today. And I think I know why. There we go. Love it. So, man, let's talk.
Okay,
Today,
let's talk.
We have a really, really, really interesting conversation for today. And everybody understands that, well, not everybody. So those who do not follow college sports, people getting paid now, like legit paid, like millions of dollars legit paid. You know, they're doing commercials and they do all this stuff. No more envelopes under the table from, hey, good job, son, with money in the hand. You know what I'm saying?
Good job, son.
Hey, if you gonna sit here and tell me that's not what the hell they saying, I'm telling you,
I'm not laughing
exactly
at the
what they're
truth.
saying.
I'm not laughing at the truth of the matter. I'm laughing at your choice of words. That was hilarious.
I mean, I think it was factually correct.
You're absolutely right, sir. I couldn't agree more.
So now with the NIL and college players able to make money, let me make sure I get the question right. Should the elite college-bound athlete go to HBCUs and or non-Southern schools to play high-earning collegiate sports? That's the first part of the question. Now, the second part of the question is, could this political protest move the political needle, or should it be a matter of course regardless? Like, does it matter politically, or should we just talk about it? So, I have a strong opinion on all of this, but it has changed. So I think I'm gonna let you go first, AG, and then I'll get to speak my opinion.
Well, why don't you go first? Because you kind of led with something that's interesting. So let us know what you're thinking. First of all, how has your opinion changed, and changed from where?
So, all right. So I would say there was a part of me that understood that, you know, this college stuff was happening and dudes were getting paid under the table, in the envelopes, you know, good run for that touchdown, son. You know, keep it up, you know,
Son.
pat on the back, whatever. I mean, because if you, look, man, you laugh, but you know those old white men passing that money, that's exactly what they saying, bro.
100%.
especially if you live in places like Alabama or, anything down south. Hey, man, it is what it is. So, I'm not against college players getting paid, legally or illegally. My biggest thing was it just needs to be fair, which it still isn't. I mean, let's just be real. It just isn't. But I think it's interesting that we throw the HBCUs into it, because I feel like in the past we've had very, the excuse will be if you're black, you should go to a HBCU. However, in sports, not so much, because I'm not saying you don't have those old black guys. And that was a great touchdown. Way to beat Johnson C. Smith today. Hand him an envelope or some money in their hand. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying I don't hear about it as much. Maybe that's because we know how to keep our mouths shut or whatever. But when it's all said and done, everybody knows if you try to get that real under the table money, you got to go to a white school down south. All right. So
is this where you started?
This is where I started.
Okay. Because I'm kind of curious on where you're going from your base. So you started players, here, right? Yeah. Okay.
Players should be, I was kind of NCAA guy.
Okay.
Not sport. They're amateurs, stuff like that. You get a free scholarship to get a degree. Like, all those things, and a lot of that was because, I use what I went through in my personal life as a way to measure how I feel about that, right? Because, I had to pay for school.
Understood.
And I worked hard, and it took me a very long time to get my degree, but I got that shit. However, at the time, I would say I was definitely young, probably a lot dumb, and I just didn't really appreciate opportunities that other people may have other than myself. And so one day I just stopped selling out of my own pockets, as it were. Because I do, and I did, and I sort of still do. Look, man, you get a free ride, get your degree. I get it, though. You want to go to the NFL and make millions of dollars. You want to go to the NBA and make millions of dollars. Like, I understand that. But this, for all those players that will never play professional, and some of them don't get degrees, man. You ain't got no backup plan. So that's where I was at that point. It was all about how I feel and how my life affected me, and how, everybody else should be grateful that you have the talent and you can get a college degree with your talent athletically. Now I feel a lot different. Hey man, go get your money. Because if at least you can get your money in college, that's your backup plan. I'm fine with the legal money. I'm very fine with the legal money, man. If you gotta sit there and hot cars at a rundown, used car dealership, but they giving you 6 figures, bruh, you go do that with a fucking smile on your face and enjoy that shit. Because once again, brothers like myself don't have that opportunity to go hot cars for 6 figures. So go make that money, player. And fuck around. If you realize that you can't play professional, get your degree too. Like, you can truly have it all right now. And I feel like, hey man, as far as going to an HBCU or going down south or going where money calls you, honestly, you gotta do what's best for you, bruh. Like, I did not go to an HBCU. I have learned a lot about HBCUs over the past 7 years. I have.
What's up, Mo?
What's up, Mo? I understand and I appreciate. That's a great camera action right there. All that. So Hey, look, man. At this point in time, man, go do you. If you want to go to HBCU and you about all that, and the money thing ain't that big to you, hey, man, go do your thing. If you're just trying to go to the league and get paid while you're in there, then go do your thing. Just go do your thing, whatever you want to do. Because now you have the opportunity to have it all. And have it all until you can't. So that's where I officially stand on whether players should go and where they should go. Now, as far as the political shit, man, at this point in time in life, everything's freaking political. Like, hey, man, you know, the cost of Cheetos went up 5 cents the other day. Hey, man, that's too much money. Cheetos are already fucking expensive. It's $2.69. Why are you going to $2.74? What we doing? Like, so as far as the political part, man, everybody's gonna make it political. And I mean, at this point in time, I'm surprised they haven't made the lettuce shit political yet. But I'm waiting. Somebody gonna figure that shit out.
Make the what?
The lettuce. The
lettuce.
What is it?
Oh, okay.
The virus.
Well, it's already political because everything is going on behind it.
I mean, so yeah, man, it's just like I'm at this point in time. Hey, man, the question is, how much money can you get in the time that you can get it? Because at the very least, before you didn't necessarily have a backup plan if you didn't go and get your degree. Now you have the potential to have a backup plan because you can make a shit ton of money in college and still, you know, not graduate. But hey, man, you can be like everybody else and do ventures and shit and buy a Wingstop and try to make money that way and all that. Hey, you have that option now. So go do you. As far as where you go to do you, me, I don't care. It is completely up to you. And that's kind of how I feel about it. So I hope I answered the question appropriately.
You didn't. You didn't.
What do you mean I did?
You didn't answer the question at all.
I did answer the question. But because you missed half of it, Mo.
I think he answered it his way. I understand.
Okay.
I mean, did I miss something? Tell me if I missed something.
No, this is much more. This has nothing to do with money at all.
Okay.
This has everything to do with, they're making it so obvious that we are tools for their entertainment and comfort. Being that the world, or I shouldn't say the world, being that the country is where it is now, and we can vote and, you know, all the things that, you know, most people can do, we can, or all white folks can do, we can sort of kind of do sometimes. We have choices. I feel like, now this is me, you know, answering your question and answering my, you know, how I feel about it all at the same time. But really what's going on to me is, if you're telling me that you're not going to represent me, if you're telling me that I'm just your entertainment, then why in the world would I take something that has so much value and leave it in a place that clearly, now there are no safe places. No one likes black people. Let's get that straight first. But there are places where people work a little harder to make it seem like you kind of sort of maybe like us. So if I'm going to stay in the South, there are a lot of HBCUs that have, you know, at their level have good football programs. I'll go there. If I want to, you know, go to a big time college, then I don't have to go to a big time college in the South. I can go to Maryland. I can go to any other place in the Northeast that has a football team. I can go to the Midwest. I can go to the West. I can go to Southwest, Northwest. There are so many places that I can go that have a good football program. Now, as far as coverage, I believe that coverage will go where there's something to be covered. I don't think that they're going to continue to go to Alabama just because it's Alabama when in 5 years, Alabama sucks. And everybody in the SEC and the ACC. And when I say, I shouldn't say just football either. I love me some Duke, but they in the South. Could you imagine if John Shire couldn't get anybody to go, any black kids to go to Duke to play basketball? We would suck. We might be okay in the ACC because most of the ACC is in the South. But outside of that, we couldn't do anything because all the blue chip kids are mostly black and they're going to all the schools that are outside of the ACC. And this is with respect to basketball. So now all of them go to Big 10, Big 12. They're going to the Big East. They're going out west, or actually a lot of great basketball talent's already out west. They just staying home. They're not coming all the way across the country anymore because like, why would I go there when people got like, they're hanging us in front of police departments. They're saying that we committed suicide by hanging and we have 2 broken legs. How about we not do that anymore? Because the great way, and again, I learned this from everything that's gone on with Target. Boycotting something or someone that directly reflects their bottom line, money, will bring them to their knees. If all the black athletes, brown athletes decided, I'm not going to the South to do anything, that would cause a catastrophic financial problem that they couldn't get solved because they're living life based on how much money they take in, like the rest of us do. If you make 60 grand, you probably live like you make 60 grand, right? If you make $1 million, you probably live like you make $1 million. Could you imagine if that went away in 2 or 3 years? But you have all this like $60 million a year overhead? You'd be screwed. I'm not saying that black people could get it done. And it's a human thing, not a black thing. Human beings have a problem getting together and being that cohesive for any amount of time because you're always going to have somebody that's going to dissent and say, well, I like Alabama. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. But until you make that a shameful act, you're going to have that. But once people get in line, and it's just like some kid from Tallahassee decides some blue chip kid from Tallahassee that look like us goes to UCLA or USC or Oregon or Utah or wherever, man, that's going to be a freaking problem. 1974 should have showed you that because them white folks was not trying to integrate Alabama. They didn't want to hear it. Now, I'm not saying Bear Bryant wasn't a racist. I believe he probably was. But I also understand that he understood what I know. Black athletes matter. And he had wanted to integrate Alabama football for a little while. Them boosters and people in town didn't want to hear it till, and I feel like he was petty with it and did it on purpose. He scheduled USC at their height. They came to Tuscaloosa and put it on them. They gave them the business for 4 quarters. It was never close. Them people sat in them stands and said, we need some niggas. That's the bottom line. We need some coons. What in the world? The next year, they integrated Alabama football and they never looked back. Just like slavery, we built this country and we built that program. Could you imagine if overnight, when I say overnight, I mean 2 or 3 years, athletes, blue chip athletes that are colored in any way, that's black or brown, just like jettison the South for football, basketball, anything, and just went everywhere but there. Because the coverage is going to follow, and if the coverage follows, the money will follow. That's a lot of money that these colleges, man, I'm telling you, the system is built off of money like everything else. And if all of that disappears, again, relatively speaking, if it disappears overnight, because you don't have a program if you don't have studs. You just don't. Now, you can have a football player. Any 3 of us could play football. But can you play that football? No, you cannot. That's why Division 1A is what it is. And Division 3 is what it is. Very few players can go from Division 3 to top of the food chain and survive. They can't. There's a reason for that. Could you imagine Alabama just being like getting whooped by Division 3? I mean, 3 years ago, it was on the schedule and it was an automatic win. Now it's a close game. Those boosters are not going to stand for that. But now what can you do about it? Because now you've made it a political issue. And until the Tommy Tubervilles of the world or Tubervilles of the world, like fundamentally change on the outside and pretend better, those kids are never coming back. The other thing is, if black people get together and start funding HBCUs the way they should and can, then you have a bigger problem because now it's like, hey, it's not so bad here. Then for the other schools that are already big, that are getting bigger because of all that money that followed the kids that don't go to the South anymore, have more money. They're like, bruh, sunshine every day. I'm good. I'm good. I'm out here in LA chilling, playing football. Ain't nobody trying to hang me. I'm good. I'm not leaving. Plus, my mom lived 20 minutes away. Why would I leave? If you're from the South and you go to a climate like that, it's like, wow, it's nice out here. I ain't never going home. You can't replace that. You can't replace that. And then the other thing that happens is coaching staff start to leave. Now you can't even get the best coaches. Who they coaching? Who they coaching? They don't want to, man, they want to coach the best athletes they can. And those athletes don't exist in the South anymore. So that was the spirit of the question, and that is also my opinion about the question. You know, should this be a protest? And if it's not going to be a protest, why shouldn't this be a matter of course going forward? Why are we continually, to people that have tried to tell us for hundreds of years that you are merely for my comfort and my entertainment, why are we giving them something that's so valuable? Let somebody else break our hearts for one time. Stop dating the same crazy girl. Stop dating the same crazy guy. Pick somebody that at least will pretend better. Because again, there are no safe places. I'm not saying that, but I am saying there are white establishments and infrastructure that pretend better than most of the South will ever know how to do. They have changed the infrastructure of their political system to let us know that we are less than 3/5. You ain't nothing, and we're gonna come to get the rest of that too. Why are we giving something to them that's so valuable? Why? So that's the spirit of the question. That's how I feel about it. How you feel, Mo? It's your turn.
So, all right. Bear with me, because this question is so much more complicated than just what it appears to be on the surface. Because I understand Ruben's reluctance to really sit on either side of the fence. And
I completely missed the whole thing. I started out wrong.
That's what I'm saying. But actually, Ruben, AG kind of answered like that's kind of consistent for you. Like, and this is not a knock at all. But like, you're like, hey man, I don't really care. It's you know, do what you do. Everything's political anyway. We've turned everything into a political issue. Why should this be any different? I kind of feel like that's what you kind of just threw your hands up on, and I get it because that's fair. Like, you're right. We've kind of turned everything political, and you shouldn't tell somebody else how they should protest anything. You just should. I firmly believe that. But everything AG said is absolutely correct. Like, money rules everything. However, the problem with that is we've sold capitalism to ourselves. And the only way any type of protest, backlash like this can matter is for a whole bunch of older black folks like us to tell a whole bunch of younger black folks all the things they should give up for the greater good of us. And it's true because most protests have fundamentally started that way. I would have said 10 years ago, this would have been an easier case because NIL didn't exist. the money, outward money didn't exist. But now telling elite 17, 18, 19-year-old men who have worked very hard and diligently for the idea that this sport, their athletic prowess, can change the course of their generational wealth. And now we're going to say, hey, but for the greater good of us, get that shit up. Because I get you can go other places and play, but there's only a certain number of slots, and we all know where the money is. And you said, hey, nobody would tune in to Alabama if they sucked. Hey, people tuned in to Notre Dame for a long time, and they sucked for a long time because they wanted them to be good. So they're going to try to jerry-rig rules. I'm not saying the protest isn't in good spirit, and I'm not saying it wouldn't work, but what I'm saying is it feels weird for 40-something-year-old former athlete me to look at a 17, 18-year-old and be like, hey, man, you should turn down those millions of dollars at University of Georgia and go somewhere and make some thousands somewhere else. Or you should turn down the opportunity to have exposure, to have, more or greater potential to become a professional athlete. But I also understand everything AG said is right. It's like, we are basically monopolizing ourselves for our enemy. We're basically saying, hey, we will tap dance for you because the money's important. And that's where I kind of have like this torn thing. Like, I feel like a more prudent and efficient thing to ask would not be to ask the athletes not to go to these schools. It would be to ask us to stop fucking supporting them. Like, hey, don't watch the SEC. You got that much of a problem with the South Sports? Don't watch them. Let that TV contract not look as good because they're not getting the ratings and viewership. Like the Target thing. I'm glad you brought the Target thing up. The Target thing didn't work just because we asked a portion of the community not to do it. Everybody technically had to give up something. Like, hey, you can't go. People didn't go to Target. Like, and we kind of shamed black people for going in Target. Like, hey, bro, you going to Target? What you doing, bro? We ain't doing that. But we're trying to shame the athletes and not go to school, but we're going to be watching ESPN when Florida plays Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I would. And once again, I'm talking about myself. So it's like to ask a 17-year-old, 18-year-old guy or lady to make a sacrifice that you're not willing to make the sacrifice of just not watching feels disingenuous to me. So that's kind of where I stand. Like, once again, I said it a while ago. I think I said it a long time ago. I'm like, hey, I wish more premier athletes would stay at HBCUs. Not even all of them. It's just we had more. If the HBCUs were relevant conferences in the greater landscape of collegiate athletics, that in itself would be an option. Like, as it stands right now, when it comes to the funding of these programs, the resources of these programs, and the exposure of these programs, that's basically telling somebody who has access to stake, hey, bro, that baloney good enough. And it is, but man, it's really disingenuous from your high horse or our high horse to tell a kid, hey man, you should start making these sacrifices for the greater good of our people. But now you should do that. Not necessarily me, because I like watching good football and basketball, so I'm still gonna watch. But your ass shouldn't go there. Like you should make it easier for us by going somewhere else, so that we ain't gotta watch. So I think the system has done a very good job of selling us capitalism more than community. And as long as that exists, it's going to be real hard for anybody to tell some 17, 18-year-old kid in their family, hey, man, you should go to Wisconsin. I know they're offering you like $200,000-$300,000 a year. And I know that SEC team's offering you like $6.5 million to play there. But you know what? Do it for the cause, bro. Like that. Like, I'm just saying, man, you're going to have a hard time selling that when all we've done for the last, I don't know, 30, 40 years is sold the black community of the importance of money. You gotta get yours. You gotta get yours. Even Ruby, even you said it. Like, hey man, get your money. And that's exactly what these niggas trying to do. Like, they trying to get their money. Like, I know that the only way a true political protest statement can be made is to ask the 17 and 18-year-olds to make the greatest sacrifice. I just also know how unrealistic that is in principle. Like, to ask this 17 or 18-year-old kid who literally probably has their whole family looking at them like, hey, you are way out, to then say, hey man, I know I was y'all's way out, but for the greater good of the collective, I gotta take this L. It's just a hard thing to sell, man. Like I said, if NIL didn't exist, I think the argument's easier, because then you're really just selling opportunity and education. But
I don't know about that, because Ruben said that he was talking about boosters to start with. I think that matters. That money matters also.
It does matter. It does matter. But what I'm saying is, it was an easier sell when it seemed like that money was under the table or dirty money. Right. Because right now we're asking them to turn down legal money. We're like, hey, all this legit legal money, don't touch that shit.
Well, and yeah, so like, it was because I started my conversation off about how the old white dudes would give the players after the game, envelopes full of money and be like, that was a good touchdown, son. Because that's what the fuck they said to him. Like, let's be real. Like, we not, hey, John, that was a great play out there. Keep it up. Nah, they ain't say that shit to the black kids. Good job, son. Way to get that interception to end the game. Give him a dap or something, put that arm around him, give him a shoulder, and give him an envelope full of money. Like, AG is laughing, but we all know that's how that shit went down.
I never denied it.
I'm gonna let y'all know firsthand as somebody who has actually experienced that. They don't say good job, Ruben. They don't say anything. They just shake your hand, pat you on the shoulder, and it's like, hey, looking good out there. And that's it. They no specifics. You know what I'm saying? Just, $250 and you take some of your boys to Virginia Commons Mall and you ball out of control. Look, man, like, I wasn't a premier Division I athlete, but that 250 that dude hit me with was strong, bro. I didn't say nothing to anybody about it. I was like, hey, bro, we going to the Sizzler tonight, baby. We are doing it. Four niggas packed up in my Jetta, and we hit Route 1 south. Ain't good.
Hit the Sizzler.
He said Route 1.
So yeah, I think I kind of like the way Moby was talking about it, but I think there's a different way as well, because, and here it is, as a person who didn't go to an HBCU, I know this shit's gonna be hard for some people to swallow. Hell, it might be a little bit more difficult for me to say. But here it is. If we as black people invested in our HBCUs more, I think if we invested in our HBCUs more, I think that would help the cause. Now, hear me out. The one thing that Hampton University got vilified for was leaving an HBCU to go after more money in different conferences, right? And I mean, the president just got, oh my, how'd you leave the HBCU community, blah, blah, blah. Let me remind everybody that Hampton University is a private institution. It is not a public school. They are private. They are looking for certain types of people. Say what you want. We got family who graduated from Hampton University.
Uh-huh.
They are looking for certain types of people. And I'm going to leave it right there.
They definitely have a vibe. Sure thing.
Yep. And once again, they left the MEAC to go to the CA, Colonial Athletic Conference, and then to the Big South to predominantly white conferences to get that paper. All right. Now, with that being said, they use that paper to help their facilities. Now, I will say this. I feel like if once again, this is gonna be hard for people to hear from a non-HBCU person, right? And maybe it's one of those things that maybe, even though I am a non-HBCU person, jumping in and helping out every now and then probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But the biggest, a lot of reasons why black players don't go to HBCUs is because of facilities. I remember years ago, I was with Mo B, and his brother was playing AAU basketball, and we went to a HBCU basketball gym because they were playing there. And when I say I am a graduate of Petersburg High School in Petersburg, Virginia, when I say that my gym at Petersburg High School was bigger than that college gym, that's a problem. And I mean, you know, Division 1, 2, or 3, I just believe that, look, man, high school gyms shouldn't be bigger than college gyms, ever. Unless you at like the Matha in Maryland, and all they put out is 5-star players, 4-star players. Because they come back after they make all their money and they give DeMatha money and it builds that shit up. Like, I get it. Petersburg High School, we have had some players. Moses Malone graduated from Petersburg High School, you know, and a couple other people. We got some players now who went to Kansas and #1 in the country people and stuff like that. But I graduated Petersburg High School in 1991, and our gym was better than some college gyms. That should never be the case. So facilities are a thing, you know? And the one thing that we can say about the quote unquote white institutions, especially down south, those facilities, I mean, those boosters have a shit ton of more money. Let's be real. But they put their money into their school, and a whole bunch of them wear that A proudly, you know? And honestly, the other thing I'll say before we move on, I'm kind of upset, man. I was upset about it, and I don't think I've ever expressed this, not even to Moby. The coach of LSU now, what's his name? Lane Kiffin. The shit he said about Ole Miss was 100% true. He backed out of it, and I was mad that they made him back out of that statement. But that statement was 100% true, because when he said that it's hard to recruit black people out of state because y'all still raise a Confederate flag, that shit's hard. And I'm pretty sure some people had some conversations with him, and he backed out of that statement. I understand why he did. He got some pressure, but that was some bullshit, and he was telling the absolute truth. Because
can I give you a fun fact about that too?
Yes.
You know, they've never banned the Confederate flag in the state.
They have not.
The reason it doesn't wave is because they banned the sticks. They banned the sticks that the flag on. You can't have the sticks. That was their loophole to get it out. That's the only.
So wait. So if you hold it by hand, it's good.
Yeah.
They can't say shit to you.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah. That's trimming down the racism without killing the racism. Hey man, you know, I'm gonna cut my grass, but I still want this shit to grow. So I'm gonna cut it down low, but I still want that shit to grow tomorrow. That's what they fucking did.
Once again, they said, hey man, we gotta get these flags out the stadium for the recruits, but we can't let our alumni base know that we not down with the flag.
Yeah.
So let's say this stick is a safety hazard. So y'all, hey bro, y'all can't just be bringing y'all sticks in here with flags waving on them, man. Hey, look, man, you gotta be more responsible, man. You gotta wave that shit by hand, baby. Like,
hey, but you know another fun fact, Moby? ESPN Game Day rarely goes to Ole Miss. They rarely go there.
I never noticed. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The last time they were there, like 2 years ago.
I mean, and they're not usually that good at football.
They're not.
So I mean,
so that's a plus.
There's that too.
Yeah. So, but on that whole telecast, they did not show a Confederate flag. They either blurred it out or somehow it just wasn't there. 7-second delays are important. Them dudes be working quick. But yeah, man, I was upset. I understand why Lane Kiffin did it, because he got pressure, man. He got pressure from above. But he was 100% right in that shit. But then, of course, then you have the dude who they're paying $6 million at quarterback. Well, it was no issue to me. It's like, bro, come on, man. Like, once again, I get it, man. You just got paid $6 million to basically be like, ain't nothing wrong with that shit. Hey, man, you took a payoff. I get it. I ain't mad at you.
See, and there's the point. And that's why
exactly.
I say
that's the problem, right?
The whole premise is, look, man, you asking these kids to not get paid, man. Where else was that 30-something-year-old quarterback going to get paid that much money to be in his 28th year of college? Nowhere.
But yeah, man, it's a whole bunch of different things that can be done. You know, it could be done on the HBCU level. It could be done. Hey, if you're black and you're a great player, just don't fucking go there. Good luck. I mean, so and for some of them, it'll probably happen. For those 5 stars that can sit there and dictate how much they get paid, yeah, they can go somewhere else. But that 3-star who just trying to play college ball and nobody likes them, but you know what? Ole Miss says, yo, man, we got $500,000 for you. Sign me the fuck up. I'm just never taking a picture around that flag, but I got you on the field, or I got you on the basketball court. I mean, Mo B's 100% right. It sucks. But hey, and he's right about another thing. Ole Miss ain't never really that good. And honestly, the fact that they made it as far as they did in the playoffs last year, it helped and hurt them. You know? It helped them because, oh my God, Ole Miss has a team. But I don't think their I don't think their quality of player got that much better. Especially when
it did, because now they can pay, and they can pay above board now. You know what I'm saying? Like that I'm telling you, the NIL changed everything. So all these schools who really want to be good at football and racism at the same time, all you gotta do is pay for it.
Yeah,
do is pay for it.
And I mean, hey, once again, if I think that, I mean, that was probably the only time I could sit here and say I thought Lane Kiffin was cool as shit. I'm not saying he's a terrible person. I'm not. But I had some respect for him because he said that shit. And he said that shit with his chest. And then like a week later, he had to walk that shit back, man. And I was just like...
Yeah, he didn't really say it with his chest.
I mean, that money made him walk it back. I mean, that's just what it was.
Then you ain't say it with your chest then, bro.
He said it with his chest when he said it.
No, he did. You don't say it with your chest and then walk back. It's impossible to be able to do both things at the same thing. I know 2 things can be true at the same time, but 2 opposing things can't be true at the same time.
And yeah, then he came out a couple weeks ago. It's like, I wish I had not fought hard. Man, shut the fuck up, man.
Again,
like I was like, just shut up, bro.
He was saying it with his wallet. That's what he was saying it with. Both times, because he was saying with his wallet the first time because he was trying to make black people think he was down for the cause, so he keep recruiting them. And then when they was like, hey man, you can't be saying that because we pay you not to say that stuff, he was like, all right, cool, y'all's money is greater.
I mean, he's in Louisiana. I mean, I guess a little better. They just not. They don't got a lot of flags running around, but that shit be there.
I mean, shoot, just like before Nick Saban LSU, black people in Louisiana didn't even go to LSU. Those people were going to Southern.
Yeah. I mean,
and I do want to say before we move on real quick, I do want to say, look, man, I understand how easy it is and how justifiable it is sometimes to just trash HBCUs and like how they don't do this and they don't do that. But your funding argument for their facilities is really disingenuous, because to compare them to state-funded institutes that, you know, they create money in state legislature to pay for some of the facilities. HBCUs ain't getting none of that money. None of it. So to say, hey man, you know, they should have better facilities. Yeah, but unfortunately, HBCUs have had to make the decision for like the last, I don't know, when did the basically integration of collegiate athletics really happen? Maybe 40, 50 years ago. Ever since that, they've had to make the choice between, do we fund our facilities or do we keep the education portion of it? Like, hey, we do need a new basketball arena, but we ain't got no goddamn dorms. Or like, hey, you know, like it's just they've had to make decisions that some of these other schools just never have had to make. Yes, boosters help as well. That booster money definitely helps most of the sport, but that booster money doesn't help with the facilities as much as people are thinking that booster money helps. You know, the booster money has made it easier to do. Fire coaches with guaranteed contracts. That's where the booster money comes into play. Where you owe somebody $36 million if you terminate them, and the boosters get together and say, we can make that happen. We can get them out the paint.
so I will agree to most of that, but I will disagree on some of that, because boosters are why the Pony Express happened back in the 80s.
Absolutely.
And boosters are why Texas Tech happened last year and tried to happen this year.
See, but what you're talking about a select number of universities that have oil money, which is a whole different type of booster money. That's a whole, like, Miami had booster money from Ponzi schemes. Texas has just oil money just laying around. Like, niggas just tripping over millions of dollars.
I mean, that's true. As far as the Ponzi scheme money, I mean, that was a dark time in Miami.
Once again, I was just I was making the point not to crash on Miami, because my brothers are loving Miami. I ain't got no shade against Miami. But my thing is, like, all booster money ain't the same, and act like all those boosters exist everywhere just ain't the case. Like, you got elite Texas booster money, you got some elite Georgia money, elite Florida money, and then you got Oregon, Nike. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They got a little thing going for. But most schools don't have that type of booster money.
I mean, you're not wrong. You know, what did the SEC say? It just means more. That's their slogan. It just means more. Like, what the fuck?
Because they got the receipts to prove it. And you know, like, look, man, I usually do take any opportunity to, like, besmirch the name of Nick Saban. So I'm going to take this opportunity to do it as well. Like, yo, man, when that shit became an even playing field, he was like, yo, I can't just stockpile people and threaten them with the idea that if you go somewhere else, you ain't going to be at Alabama. Man, F all this. I ain't here for fair play. And now all of a sudden he cares about the students' life and the well-being. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you ain't got to lie to me about it. Like, do what Coach K did. Coach K just pieced out and didn't say nothing. He was just like, hey, man, I don't like where this is going. You motherfuckers ain't taking me with you. And I'm out.
You're not wrong.
Roy Williams did the same thing. He was like, hey, man, I don't like how this is looking. I don't like how y'all people moving about this no more. I'm out. All the old coaches who were just like, hey, man. And look, I'm not saying some of these coaches really don't think that, you know, this is not good for all the players. Because look, man, I don't think our form of NIL and the way we do this transfer, I don't think it's actually constructive for long-term success with these young athletes.
It's not.
But I'm also not going to be like, don't get your money. Like, after all these universities have been getting all this money off of your people for the last, decades of collegiate athletics, like, nah, man, I'm okay with that pendulum swinging a little too far in the player's direction right now. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, because once again, like I said, man, back in the day, I was making opinions out of my own pockets, and that shit wasn't necessarily right. And and Moby would tell me, Ruben, that shit ain't right.
Yeah, don't be counting nobody
Exactly.
money. I don't count nobody's money, man.
And now I stopped counting money. I'm just like, nah, get all of it. Get all you can get, motherfucker. Because if you're not gonna get your degree, you might as well walk out with a lot of money. And I mean, why not? Fuck it. Like, at least you got there's a backup plan.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. I hate to crash on this too, because we talked about it before, but like, to say if you don't get your degree, at least you walk out with money, like, bro, half of the degrees people are getting are useless anyway. And it just is what it is. Like, half of the degrees are useless. So look, forget your degree, get your money, bro. Get your money and get you a long-term business plan to try to make this money stretch out.
Exactly. Hey man, get it all. Just put your arms around all of it and hug it, and just get all of it. So you get the money, you get a degree, so it looks like you got an education, and then you can fuck around and venture some shit, buy yourself a couple wing stops, and let your money make you. And that's what you do.
Look,
you know
man,
what I'm saying?
And if these colleges really wanted to convince me that they cared about their student athletes, like, it wouldn't just be scholarships and NIL money they'd be giving. Like, hey man, you got the scholarship, you got this NIL money, and for the next 4 or 5 years, we are paying for your financial advisor to advise you on the taxes and everything else. Like, you don't even have to pay for them. You don't got to give them a cut. We do that. We do that.
I mean, why not?
Because it's going to be some 21-year-old filing bankruptcy pretty soon because they blew all their NIL money and they didn't understand how taxes work, and they thought because they were making $2.3 million that they could spend $2.3 million, and now they owe the IRS $1.6 million. And they like, hey, what am I supposed to do? Because I ain't got no more eligibility to play football or basketball no more.
I guess you working at Dunkin' Donuts, brother, for the rest of your life. You know what? And honestly, I'll take that a little further. How about you help them set up some shit like a 401k or something? So money goes into a savings account or something like that.
That's why I said, man, if the school wanted to convince me, I'd be like, hey, look, man, when you come to our school, you have a financial advisor. You have a financial accountant. They do your taxes. They do everything. And they don't get a cut of nothing. We don't get a cut of nothing. We pay for them. Like, you have them on leave for us, like, for 5 years. You got 5 years of eligibility, you got a CPA for 5 years.
There you go. Look at us, man. We're making a college sports program better every day.
Hey, but ain't no school gonna do that because they got to pay them. Man, they ain't trying They've used NIL as a way for them not to have to pay the players. So they damn sure ain't about to pay for financial shit for them too. They like, if these dudes want to go broke by their junior year, cool. That means they got to do whatever we say now.
Indentured service, that's what we do. I mean, hey, you ain't wrong.
Because I can't imagine as an 18-year-old, you got enough money to buy that sports car, that house, you partying, you throwing money all over the place, and then by your junior year, you owe so much money. And you like, man, I really want to transfer. I really want to go do something, but I can't do nothing. Because if this coach if I mess around and say anything disrespectful to this coach, he gonna fuck up my career, and I ain't got enough money to be out of a job. Because that's what it is at this point in time. It's a job. So honestly, I feel like Nick Saban got out too soon because he could have figured out a way to hustle this. Like, All he would have had to do was like bring in all these 5-star recruits and show them how to blow the money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, we're gonna put you up in these mansions. We're gonna have you to blow it. So by the end of their freshman year, they done blown all their NIL money and they owe money. And he's like, hey, it's cool. You know what? We will handle your debt, but you owe us 2 more years here. Don't even worry about it. We got you, big dog.
Bruh. Here it is, man. That what you just said is scared straight for freshmen. Right there. Hey, you get all this money. These are the dudes who were broke in 6 months because they spent all the money the wrong way. Don't
Put that on ever scare nobody, man. Look, man, athletes are more prevalently aware of athletes going broke than they ever were. And it ain't slowing it down at all. Because if you don't know how to, you can say, wow, but I promise you, man, if I'd have given you 7-8 figures at 19, Ruben, you wouldn't have known how you were supposed to make that money stretch. You might be like, hey, I'm not going to blow this money frivolously like they do. And I bet all of them say that. But then you are a product of what you're around. So if you see other people spending money on that and they're like, hey, this is how you're supposed to do things, you go, oh, this is how I'm supposed to do things. And next thing you know, because once again, you don't be counting other people's pockets, but you probably should sometimes, because you got to understand that if I made $1.2 million and he made $32 million, we shouldn't live the same. We shouldn't. Like Dominique Foxworth says all his shit. Like Dominique Foxworth says that all the time. He's like, yeah, man, I used to hang out with Champ Bailey, but he was like, I realized first time I went to Vegas with Champ Bailey, we was not the same. Like we didn't have the same access to funds.
I mean, yeah, man. The first lesson that should always be learned, and then we're gonna move on, is, hey guys, don't fuck with them hoes. That's it. Don't get them hoes shit. They don't get your money. That's it. If they let you smash, you smash. But don't be buying them a goddamn thing. Just don't do it.
When has that ever actually happened, Ruben?
Like, wait a minute, that they actually don't do that?
Yeah, when have rich men ever decided that they didn't need to trick their money on hoes? In some form or fashion, it's gonna happen. Like, look,
that's true.
As somebody who's like, man, I ain't never had the opportunity to, so let me not say what I would never do.
True that. I ain't rich enough to trick no hoes. Cause you're right, man. Cause if I was, I at least tricked at least one.
Once again, like, look,
just
man,
for the feeling.
Not even that. Every dude who's ever had access to a job at first, and if you had the fortune or misfortune to be seeing a young lady when you first ran into a little bit of money, I don't care who you are, you did some form of tricking.
That's true.
It wasn't even just because you were trying to give a job. It was because that was, as a guy, that was like you giving yourself a high five. You know what I'm saying? Hey, baby, don't even worry about it. I got you.
You know what? You're right, man. I have tricked though. God damn it.
Everybody has. That's why, like, you look, man, I know I spend a lot of time up here talking about how you shouldn't do that. So I just wanted to take a moment up here to acknowledge that, yo, man, I'm saying that out of experience. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that, like, hey, man, don't be like me. You know what I'm saying? Be better. Yo, Mo did that, so hopefully you don't have to go do that.
Hey, that rhymed. Bars. Bars. And now for a commercial break.
How you doing? This is Ruben from 5 Minute Warning, and I just wanted to sit here and tell you about JTD Creations. They're the ones that made our shirts and even sweatshirts. They're pretty dope. They can put your logo on anything: shirts, jackets, hoodies, even hats. They also do Stanleys and all this other stuff. Anything you need a logo on, they can put it on. They can do it for 1 or 2 people, or they can do it for a group. It's really up to you. Hit them up on JTD Creations on Facebook. Once again, that's who 5 Minute Warning uses for all of our apparel. And trust me, you will not be disappointed. Once again, hit up JTD Creations if you need a shirt or you need anything for yourself, a family member, or your crew, and let them know that 5-minute warning sent you. Have a great one.
And back to the show.
But in all reality, I think every dude has tricked, whether it be a hoe or a man hoe.
Tricking is about perspective, man. Like, look, man, I'm saying what I'm saying is like, look, man, tricking is all about perspective. If you are dating somebody and you do for them and it doesn't work out, you are a trick. If it does work out, you are a provider. You are a good partner. So like tricking a lot of times is about perspective. Now, there's some forms of tricking that aren't subjective. It just is what it is. But there's a lot of blurry lines in the whole, is that tricking or is that just, you doing what you felt good about doing?
But is this true when they say it's not tricking if you got it?
Hell no. That is the dumbest statement ever, because look, man, I live in reality and I don't live in feelings. And the reality of that statement is, if you don't have it, you can't trick it.
And that's not true, because I'm broke and I think I tricked.
No, but you had it. You didn't have that. Now, once it was gone, once you tricked it, you didn't have it anymore. But you had to have it to trick. Like, look, well, that's not all the way true, because some people do be going broke on credit cards trying to trick them off on these hoes. So maybe you don't have to actually have it, but you got to at least have some credit to trick. Like you got to either have cash in hand or credit to adequately trick.
Yo, I love our show, man. We went from talking about fucking football and politics to tricking. But it all makes sense. That's the problem.
You transition to tricking. I just want you to know this is a complete you transition to tricking.
I'm not gonna deny that. But I'm just saying, like, if we wouldn't have talked about this, tricking would have never came up. But we did, and that's just a normal course of things.
Oh, okay. Now that I've made my argument, AG, is it in fact tricking if you got it?
Actually, I'm so glad that you corrected everybody, because the first time y'all said that, I thought the same thing.
Thank you, man. I've always thought that when these dumb simps were making songs that ain't tricking if you got it, I'm just like, hey man, don't try to justify your tricking for yourself. Like, bro, look, I'm not mad at you for tricking, but don't try to convince me that you ain't tricking. Because that's what you're doing.
But I do want to ask you this. You just said this, and I found it very interesting. Is marriage like a thin veil that covers you from actually being a trick?
Well, I feel like you tricked before you got there.
I mean, if you married the one, like y'all was saying, if you married the one,
you made a fair point, Ruben. But that's when I said it comes about perspective, because technically what you did was show that you were a provider in order to become married. Now, AG, when it does become tricking, and I think everybody will understand this, when y'all get divorced. You get divorced,
you become a trick.
Now you're tricking. You spend all that time tricking, because especially if she gets half of stuff that she didn't necessarily work for. Bro, she hit a lick, and you was the lick.
Well, actually, now that you say this, I feel like the whole thing is a house of cards. How about we just be, if you're a male, you a trick. That simplifies everything.
And that was actually the point I was making. I was just like, look, when Ruben was like, hey, leave these, I'm like, look, it's never happened, because any guy who's ever entertained women and had some access to any form of funds has in fact trick. It's just what you're going to do.
Well, but here's the thing. We can't just say if you're male, because women are tricks too to other women.
I appreciate you giving a feminist opinion by trying to be equal opportunity here. But hold on. Everything ain't always equal, man. Like yes.
So you tell me.
Are there exceptions? Yes. There's always an exception.
So you're saying if a woman spends money on another woman, they ain't tricking?
You're gonna have to give it more context to that. What do
I
you
was
mean?
just about to say that.
So like, okay, hey, woman wants to ask this other woman out. Boom, boom, boom. You know, they get into a relationship. They're in a 1 year relationship.
Oh, so
and
basically
then they
saying
break up.
anybody who dates women is going to
No, anybody who dates anybody. Because if a woman asked me out and then she took care of me and then I was like deuces, then the woman is the trick.
That's true.
It's
true.
absolutely
It's
true,
rare,
once
but
again,
it's true.
Exactly. I'm like, you're talking about an exception, and that's why I'm saying, like, I get it.
Well,
It
I just want us to
Because
be
women
on the line.
typically and historically aren't providers by nature.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
but
now,
there
if
are
they were
some-
providers by nature, then yes, but they're not.
not all the
this
time.
isn't-
No, you're right.
This isn't the portion where we're bashing women, because
No,
you know what?
I know.
Because women are not generally providers by nature. They're generally more nurturing by nature. And that's
However-
where we generally struggle with that. Because look, I know I'm not the most nurturing person in my household. I'm not. Somebody falls down in this house, I'm like, get up.
Bones sticking out their leg. Get up, walk it off.
Get your ass up, girl.
Walk it off. Put some tussin on it. You know what I'm saying?
Put some tussin on it. You know what? That's funny.
Oh wow. I mean, but yeah, you know, I mean, there are some people who are called actively sugar mamas who make more than the man. You know,
Right.
And in
So,
that
I
way
mean,
that she is a trick then.
yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
hey, look, what I don't want to do is to sit here and just be like, it's all men, because that ain't true.
Well, you can say
I get it,
typically. You can say
Ruben, but-
typically. It's
Yeah, but
okay.
Ruben, let me also throw something on what you just said. Yes, they have labels for women who do that, right?
What are they
What
called?
is the label? You said sugar mamas.
Yeah, non-negative shit.
Yeah. We just sat here and said we just sat here and said every man is one. So we don't even need a label. It's just you're a man and that's what you're going to do. that lets you know how much of an exception it is. We had to give it a label. We were just like, whoa, what is this? We got to
100%.
give it a title.
Something, like I said, man, everything in the world is not for you. But this particular thing for men is 100% ours. If you're a man, you're expected to do certain things, and this is a big portion of it. So hope it works out for you. But if it doesn't, you a trick. And honestly, based on, like I said before, like 10 minutes ago, it's just like, bruh, all of us are tricks. Simplify the whole thing. This whole thing that we're trying to do right now is a house of cards. If you're a dude, you a trick. Now, sometimes, you get married, you're in a great marriage or whatever, or a great relationship, the outcome is substantial, because the other thing men do is leave legacies. Women don't do that well either. So, the outcome can be wonderful. You have kids, they have kids, they're passed down all these things that you started, or, somebody in your family started that was a man. So it's just like, and most of the time it is a man. You can be mad all you want to, based on what I just said, but again, historically and typically, men leave legacies. Kind of the job, part of the job. Women don't do that. When women make a lot of money, it's their money.
Yeah.
They're not looking forward. They're not looking at everybody else saying, if I make my son good, then he's going to make his son good, and on and on and on. And we have, right now, I make generational wealth. Women don't say those things.
That's true.
I've expressed it several times. A lot of chicks saying that they're boss bitches, and I'm like, no, you're just successful.
Exactly. Because
different
bosses are
statements.
responsible. They're responsible for
Two different
everything.
statements. And look, I'm not knocking you for being successful and getting yours. I'm just saying, make sure you know what it is. There's a difference.
Make your
100%.
money, girl.
100%. So that's all we're saying, Ruben. You right.
No,
But
it's cool.
it's super rare. It's like a white tiger, man. They're not abundant.
Hey, so at the very least, we learned today that whether you got it or not, it's still tricking.
Yeah, and then,
All right.
and you just ask these young men when they're at their Trickus Maximus at 18 years old with a whole bunch of money to not do.
Trickus Maximus. Wow. Hilarious.
You don't think that's a fair statement? Like,
No,
that's
I just think it's funny.
That's the Trickus Maximus age right there.
Trickus Maximus.
He's not wrong. Made $6 million playing quarterback, and your dick gets hard when the wind blows. You're golden.
Man, please, yeah.
You're golden. Because in 20, 25 years, that won't be the case. Have some money.
Look,
Have
if
some money.
old dudes blow their money to get some sex, and they gotta have Viagra and do all types of other things to make it happen, when you just can sneeze to an erection, like, bro, like, yeah, the money is just gonna be thrown all over the place. Hey, just take it. Just take it. Why do you think Atlanta has so many young rappers talk about Magic City? Because they're at their Trickus Maximus age, and there is a plethora of stuff out there for them to throw money at. It's where all the worlds are colliding. You got a whole bunch of BBLs and women who are basically advertising right here, and you got a whole bunch of people who are like, hey, that is actually what I'm in the market for currently. Here you go.
There you go. That's funny.
And to end this, shout out to Usher. So, you remember back in the day when he printed out his own money with his face on it, went to Magic City and gave it and people
that was the pettiest thing ever, man.
That's the greatest shit ever. I wish I could get away with that. See, he don't go to jail. My ass will be in jail. So, shout out to Usher. That was dope. He's for that, he is a one-time hero. Because he did some shit that normal people can't do. We can't do that. And still get to walk the planet? Hell no. So, with that being said, AG, what's on your mind?
Saved by the Bell, Lisa Turtle in particular. Now, if you are not old enough to know what that is, I understand. But I got to shout out Saved by the Bell from a executive point of view, because they went out of their way to make this girl secretly a boss, while none of us were really paying attention. Number one, she was elite beauty. So she was on the level of everybody that was fine on that show and any other show like it. But the biggest thing that they did was they made her life stable and elite from a financial standpoint. Everybody else on that show was either broke and or one parent was gone or no parent at all. All of them had little issues or whatever it is. And towards the end of the show, when they had summer jobs, they had summer jobs at Lisa Turtle's parents' country club. She was the only person that didn't have to work. And I did not realize that until somebody broke it down to me. And I went back and I looked, I was like, yeah.
Damn, I never even thought about that.
She was the most stable financially, parentally, all familiar, all those things. She was the most stable. Kelly Kapowski, her family was broken. They were broke. Jesse's parents weren't even mentioned. Slater's parents were divorced. And Zach's parents were divorced. Everybody on that show had issues. Everybody except Lisa. She had a 2-parent home. They had an enormous amount of wealth. She never wanted for anything. And she always was above where her friends were. Like I said, that summer that they worked at the country club, she got every one of those kids jobs and she never had to work. She was having fun when they were working. So shout out to the executives that decided to allow that to happen. Shout out to casting for finding a beautiful black girl to play that role. And it happened right under our noses. She was not the narrative and nobody noticed. So that's what's on my mind.
Well, that's why they gave her a screech problem.
It didn't matter. She was going to have a screech problem anyway because she's fine. It didn't matter.
All right. Thank you, sir. Mo B, what's on your mind?
Nickelodeon, man. Now, man, I know it's a random thing for me to say, but Nickelodeon, man. So I am really in the era of like Nickelodeon making the boom. The three major cartoons that Nickelodeon hit on, like the Rugrats, all that was firmly when I was growing up. And one of my favorite cartoons, I didn't even know that I was personally living it. Recently, I just heard something about the show Doug. I did not know that the creator of Doug was from Richmond. And he was basically saying that Bluffington was like his interpretation of how Richmond was where he lived.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I hated this place when I was younger. But yet, that show Doug, I was just like, man, I mean, I did think it was kind of messed up that the only black dude he knew, he had to make him blue. But it's like, hey, man, you know, you did what you did, man. Like, I get it. Nickelodeon didn't want you to have a brown person up there. So he was like, hey, what if I made Skeeter blue? And he was like, that'll work. We can do that.
As long as he ain't black.
I mean, they didn't want to make him a token.
I mean, you kind of did anyway. Just made him a blue token. You just, you know. Seems like you got a whole town full of people in this one Smurf. Just, you know, gallivanting around, you know, making random sounds with a ridiculously high-pitched voice for some reason. And Doug used to hate on him a lot. A lot of episodes was Doug hating on Skeeter, which makes sense, you know. Hate on a cool black dude. I get it. But yeah, man. So shout out to that dude, man, who made a show. And he said Doug was like his alter ego, or how he envisioned things when he was a kid. And he was like, the people in the show were based on real people in his life. And before the show came out on Nickelodeon, he was actually calling these people saying, hey, there's going to be a character of you on Nickelodeon like that was supposed to be a reflection of you. And I'm like, first of all, you didn't really have to do that. Like, you know, you didn't have to tell. Like, what, are they going to sue you? Like, it was the one black dude he never going to be like, hey, man, you made me blue. I'm
sorry, I made laugh. That was hilarious. Hey, man, you made me blue.
But I mean, yeah, man. So, hey, shout out to that dude, man. Doug Funny, man. Like, Patty Mayonnaise. He said that was a girl he had a crush on when he was a kid. He never got over it. That's what he said. Literally, I never got over it. So I literally made a whole show about how I had a crush on this chick I never got over.
Wow. Been there. Ugh.
Like, yeah, like, hey, whoever she is, like, first of all, I want to meet her. I want to meet whoever inspired Patty Mayonnaise, because when you watch the show, Patty Mayonnaise wasn't really all that fine. And
I did it on purpose.
And she didn't really have, like, a lot of great characteristics. I mean, like, I'm kind of like, hey, bro, what did you see in her so much? Like, she was down. She was a down chick. But it's like, you're right, AG. Maybe that's why he was like, look, man, I ain't gonna make this chick overly fine on this show.
Yeah, man, because you don't want to blow her head up.
I mean, you made a whole show about her. Like, you don't gotta blow her head up. It's already done.
100%. But the funny thing is, she might not be all that now. You know, things change. Things change, man.
Yeah.
Well, I want to meet her because I want to be like, hey, man, did he at least get to touch you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did he? I'm not trying to delve into your sexual history or anything. I'm just saying, like, did he get to any base? Did he get to the first base?
I would say
base?
no.
Any base.
I would say no because he made a whole fucking cartoon series about this chick that he couldn't have.
See, Ruben, and I'm going to disagree with that because I'm going to say the only way you are not over it 30 years later in life is you got a taste. You just didn't get all of it. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, hey, bro, you couldn't give my man Doug Funny, you know, one dabble. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't.
Didn't you kiss him on the cheek once?
Yeah, exactly. It was a couple times kissing on the cheek, but I'm just like, yo.
Maybe that was it.
You ain't let my man get a reach around, nothing. You ain't like, you know, you ain't.
You are completely sullying this cartoon, man. What are you doing?
No, but here's the thing, man, because I think she needs to write a book, because she needs to be like, yo, man, I was so amazing to this dude who didn't even really get none from me that he still wasn't over me like 30 years later.
Nah, she probably is not
He was broke in his 50s making a cartoon about me.
Oh my goodness. He not wrong.
Like, I can't imagine anybody I've ever had a crush on in my life that like 40-something-year-old me now is like, I need to write about that.
I'm just glad it didn't happen to you, sir, because I understand all of it.
Here's AG. I get the whole, like, man, the what if, the one that got away. I get all that, but the one I just had a crush on, like, that's it. I can't believe in my head that all this dude did was have a crush on her. Like, I'm like, no, y'all was humping, y'all was doing something at some point in time, and she was just like, nah, I don't want you no more, and he couldn't get over it. I can't see somebody not getting anything, and then years later, after being married and divorced, because that's when the show came out, he was married and got divorced to a whole nother chick, and he's still like, you know what? But I can't get over whoever inspired Patty Mayonnaise. Like, wow.
Maybe that's why he's divorced. Maybe that's why he's divorced. You never know. But it does happen. It does happen.
It does happen.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I can't be the only person that's amazed by that. It's like, wow, like you got divorced from another woman, and all you could think about in your mourning, your recovering, and all that was this chick you went to middle school with that you never even did anything with.
I mean, you know, there have been some women in the past that I may have done one small thing with, and I was like, damn.
Thank you. One small thing. That's what I'm saying. I just need to know what was the one small thing, because you're not going to convince me that there wasn't one small thing.
I mean, there was definitely one young lady I did one small thing with, and I'm just like, could have been different, but it didn't, and it was what it was, you know. And it's just, I don't think I would have made like a cartoon out of it, but whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out to whoever the Patty Mayonnaise character is in real life. Like, if you are the Patty Mayonnaise out there, like, shout out to you.
She's probably not that damn cool.
You are unbelievable, or you were unbelievable at some point in time in your life. You might not be shit now in real life, but back in the day, you was that shit to him.
In third grade, you were it, man. When you got you grew up, you grew out. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Look, you're making an assumption. Look, what if you saw a picture of like Patty Mayonnaise now, like the person who's supposed to be Patty Mayonnaise, and she's like, I don't know, 70 something right now, and she's still bad, and she like actually bad. You'd be like, I get it, dog. Like, if you look like this now.
I mean, my hope is that's the case. That's my hope.
I'm just saying, like, what if she's like the Angela Bassett or Sade of like white women? Like, she's just somebody, it don't seem like she getting no older. Like, you just like, damn, if you look like this now, like shit, back in like 70 something. Whew,
that means you better holler.
Yes, I get it, Doug.
That's wild though, man. He should have never come out with that story. He should have left that shit. Some things you gotta keep to yourself.
Here's the thing, he didn't get in super deep. He did say that she was based on a crush that he had that he never got over. But I'm just like, that's all he needed to say to me. I'm like, whoa, because she was pretty much the basis of the show.
Here's the thing though. Maybe she didn't even know that he was crushed on her until he hollered at her to let her know, I made this cartoon.
I mean, based on how Patty Mayonnaise's character acted in the show, she did act like she was oblivious to the fact that Doug like wanted to bend her over one time. You know what I'm saying? Like she had no clue.
I mean, she friend zoned Doug like it was a sporting event.
That was one of the most aggressive friend zones ever captured. Like she was like trying to play sports with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man, yeah, that's some great. Like, hey, that's you know what, Ruben? Thank you. You just I figured the show out now. That was his first experience of being friend zoned, and he just never got over that. He was just like, how did I get friend zoned this aggressively?
Because I didn't watch a lot of Doug, But I can remember like maybe twice when she kissed him on the cheek, and that was it. Like yeah, he was pretty much.
Everybody knew he was feeling her, but she acted like she was oblivious to it.
Yeah, she was either that dumb, or she was great at the friend zone at a young age. I don't know which the answer would be. But shout out to Patty Mayonnaise. Hopefully. I mean, look, man, the dude made a cartoon about her. Adam from Maroon 5 made a whole album about Jane. God, damn.
See, apples to oranges, man. Because you can say what you. Let me look, Ruben. All right, he was in a relationship with Jane as an adult, and apparently it didn't work out. He made an album about it, relatively recent to when the events had transpired. This man, 30 years later, getting divorced, broke, was like, you know what? I gotta get this out. I gotta talk about this chick I had a crush on back in the 6th grade. Now, like this is what's in my heart now.
But here's the thing: he has shit to lose, and he made a shit ton of money off it. So it's like,
Ruben, you're right. I'm just saying it's an apples to oranges thing. Like somebody who had a recent breakup making an album about them, that's pretty typical. Somebody 25 years later, after being in a relationship and divorce with somebody else, saying, you know what's on my mind? That chick in middle school that I never did anything with.
of all the ones I missed, how'd I miss that one? So I'll make a cartoon about it. I mean, hey man, people are creative in different ways. And as KB Yako said,
not knocking them.
And KB Yako said that Doug intro music was hitting.
It was.
I mean, hey, shout out to Patty Mayonnaise. She made a dude make a whole fucking cartoon about it. I mean, what the fuck? What are we gonna do? Women that makes men do strange shit, man. So, all right. So, you good, Moby?
Yeah, man.
Awesome. So what's on my mind? So, I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago, but about a month ago, I started a journey down the road. No, stop. I just started a journey. I joined a gym, and the same time I joined a gym, about a week later, I got a trainer. And so, for the last 2 weeks, I've been going to the gym 4 times a week, busting my ass. One of those days is with the trainer. He be killing me, but it is what it is. The first thing, I ain't lost no weight. Understand, that's not a bad thing, though. That's not a bad thing. So, I will say this, you know, I told him, I was like, look, you tell me what to do, I'll do it. But if I left to my own devices, that's why I'm still fat. Straight up. That's what it was. Older guy, black guy, guy's diesel, you know, whatever. Cool dude. So he hooked me up with an app. He puts trains in there for me. I go in there and knock him out. So the first couple days, man, first of all, I need to preface this by saying I motherfucking in life hate planks. Fuck planks. Planks can kiss all my ass, and fuck them all. If you love planks, fuck you too. Like, that's just what it is. So every day I'm fucking doing planks, man. 20-second planks 3 times. Dude, fat dudes on the floor, gravity is heavier for some reason. That shit, 20 seconds is forever on a goddamn plank. So I have a dislike for planks. I just do. I can do all the other shit, but doing the groundwork sucks. It just does. But I know I got to do it, you know, because it does other shit. Right. So I think it was last Tuesday. No. Yeah, it was last Tuesday. 25-second planks, man. It was the last workout I had to do before I do my cool down. I worked myself to death that day. I'm sweating. Like, Papa Molly, I'm sweating. That's where I was. 25-second planks. I did the first one. Man, I felt like I was about to throw the fuck up, man. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Fuck this. I ain't doing this no more. So, 2 days later, I go back to it. I took a day off because I listened to my fucking body. My body's like, motherfucker, you need a day off because this plank shit ain't the move. Word. Go back 2 days later. Fucking planks. He ends me with planks every fucking day. I know it. It just sucks. 30 seconds this time. I'm automatically pissed. But you know what? I said, fuck it. It was a good day, though, because a couple things happened in the gym never happened before. I'm sitting there in the gym. I watched the talent, in the gym. Talent was good that day, but it wasn't a lot of it, which is also good because it didn't distract me from what the fuck I was doing. It's easy not to be distracted by talent, but it also is easy to get distracted by talent, depending on the talent that's there. So there was this talent working beside me. She was pretty cute. Whatever. I looked over. She was on the wall and she had lifted her body up, her legs up in the air. Like she was literally on the back of her shoulder blades. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. I ain't doing that shit. So, I'm doing my shit. And I just, whatever. She left or whatever. And I guess she came back to get her stuff. And I'm still, I'm listening to music. I'm kind of dancing in the gym because fuck it. I like music. And at this point in time, I don't give a fuck about anybody looking at me in the gym anymore. I just don't. I don't care. I got over that shit like a week ago. Because everyone's like, I don't want people to watch me in the gym struggle. Man, fuck all that. I'm just struggling. I gotta do this shit. So the girl who's beside me walked past. She was like, have a nice workout. And I was like, thank you. First person ever talked to me in the gym. So, I was like, oh shit, felt a little good myself. Knocked out my next set or whatever. Here comes these motherfucking planks, man. 30 seconds. I'm lying on the floor. Just hating this shit, man. I know this is about to be a problem. Boom, knock out 3 30-second planks like that. That was like, great day. I met my trainer the other day. I told him, I was like, yo, first of all, I hate planks. And second of all, I knocked out 3 30-second planks yesterday with no problem. So thank you, and I appreciate you. Because the body itself, I've just noticed that I'm being able to do some things better now. Considering from the first day I got up in that bitch to just 2 weeks later, I'm out here and, whatever. I'm not throwing up doing planks or trying to throw up. Your boy feels pretty good. I ain't lost no weight. Whatever. But I feel good. I sleep better. All that good shit. I say all that to say this. This is the second time I've done this on this show. The second time. I'm about to do something. I'm about to retire another pair of pants. I wore these shits yesterday and they wouldn't stay on my ass. They kept falling off. I was holding them most of my work day. I was like, it's time for these bitches to retire. Let me back them up. Yep. So these will be the second pair of pants I've retired. These are 44 by 29s. We had good time in these, but it's time for these to go. So, go. So, I say all that to say this. Put your mind to it, get that shit done. Whatever you want to do, get that shit done. Now I gotta go buy another pair of pants because, I can't wear them no more because even with the elastic belt that I have, so they don't fall off my ass, they still fall off my ass. And that's kind of a problem for what I do. So, with that being said, I just like to say, whatever your dream is, keep it up, keep it going. You may not see immediate effects on what you're really looking for, but you'll see effects in other ways. So, with that being said, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the show today, whether it's live or listening to the podcast. I'm sorry you can't see the pants I just got rid of, or I will get rid of, but hey, just know I got rid of a big pair of fucking pants, and happiness is over here. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. We're here every Sunday, 9 p.m. until we decide to get up off this piece. Like thank AG, like thank Moby. Hey, and I also like to thank you as well. As always, we do this every Sunday. We'll be back. Don't forget JTD Creations. They now got a website, jtdcreationsllc.com. That's where we get the shirts. The word on the street is we're going to have our own section so you can get 5-minute warning shirts. So definitely do that if you're trying to get some swag. But until then, as always, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of
The 5 Minute Warning.
The NAACP just launched a new program called Out of Bounds, and it could shake up college sports in the South. The new initiative is calling on black athletes, recruits, alumni, fans, and donors to boycott Southern public universities over the state's attempts to disenfranchise millions of black voters through gerrymandering and redistricting. And we're talking powerhouse conferences like the SEC and ACC that bring in millions of dollars off their sports programs, and many of them are largely built on black athletes. The NAACP argues that these states are benefiting from black talent on the field, all while reducing black representation in politics off the field. This isn't just symbolic. If even a fraction of the top recruits stepped away from Southern schools, this could completely change the recruiting pipeline for football and basketball. NAACP says this program will continue until fairer maps are adopted in these southern states. And whether or not you agree with the tactic, politics, sports, and civil rights are colliding.
Did you know that Doug was the first Nicktoon of the 90s? Doug premiered on August 11, 1991, the launch of Nickelodeon's Nicktoons. Now, 2 other Nicktoons did air that day, Rugrats and The Ren and Stimpy Show, but Doug was the first to air, so that's why it is the first Nicktoon. Just like other Zennials, I was there for Doug and the launch of the other Nicktoons. This thing was a huge deal because before that, Nickelodeon only acquired other cartoons. Doug was huge for 3 main reasons. The first being, it was the first coming-of-age cartoon that we had of the 90s. Doug showed kids of that time that everything they were going through was very normal. Worrying about how you looked, who was going to be your friends, and of course that girl that you had a crush on that you really couldn't tell her that you had a crush on her. The second was the music. Doug gave her some bangers that I'm pretty sure they didn't expect that people would still remember to this day. Oh, you forgot about that? What about the song that everybody sang to themselves when they needed to get some money from their parents?
I need more allowance. I need more allowance.
In my personal opinion, if we had social media back then, the beats would have gone viral. The third was Doug's imagination. You can't tell me to this day that Douglas Yancey Funny did not have ADHD. When Doug reached into his imagination, he created some of the craziest characters ever. The Smash Adams character, Durango Doug, and who can forget Quail Man? Now on my long form video, the top 10 Nicktoons of the 90s, I ranked Doug number 2. And if you have a problem with that, you can go bang on the trash can. You see what I did there? You ain't no Doug fan if you ain't get that.
No, all white people for the most part.
Did they know you were Mexican?
They did. And I'm not going to lie. I mean, people made fun of me for that.
What'd they say?
Well, like, for example, one time when I was in Model UN, I was entering high school as a freshman. They looked at my name on the roster without knowing me. And they told me this after the fact, the leadership of the club. They said, oh, we thought you were just some Mexican kid, so we gave you a bad committee assignment.
Wow.
But see, I heard that and I laughed. I said, that's funny. You know, whereas a lot of people would say, oh, that's traumatic. I'm a victim of racism. You know, I think that's, you know, it's just a human thing.
Yeah, I always felt
bullshit. You know, I always heard that Mexicans didn't like Mexicans, but I never knew it was to this extent. So, Nick, you don't really have an issue with black people. You just crave white approval. And see, I've ran into a lot of Mexicans who do shit like this. I mean, we seen the Ashley Gonzalez situation. Then he said what they did to him was a human thing. Look at his face. That shit hurt him.
And so you may find it funny because you pass as a white Anglo-Christian.
Do you think I pass?
What?
You think I pass as a white Anglo-Christian?
Well, I not only think you pass, I think you identify as it. Yeah.
Let's go.
Bullshit! Man, Nick just wants to be accepted into that white community. What could have happened to this dude that he would have this much self-hate for himself? It makes me wonder, like, does his base even actually like him for real? You know? Like, the moment he identifies as who he truly is, would they still stand with him? Hey, songs we tracking.
Why do you talk ghetto? I can talk proper and I can talk ghetto. Both times you heard what the fuck I said. Okay?